Dave Coombs and your Talk of the Town team. Mornings on 100.7 FM, WUTQ.
Welcome back. It's 7:42 on the Talk of the Town. Dave Coombs along with Sam Lamarca today. Jay Aiello is out once again with some sort of, I guess it's an undisclosed illness. He won't actually tell us what's wrong, Jay or Sam, but he says he'll be back tomorrow. He just said he didn't want to infect the staff, and he had most in mind the pregnancy of Banna from down the hall at KISS FM.
And I'm sure Banna's very appreciative of the fact that he's not getting her sick. She's, she wakes up early. She's working hard.
We've been talking about a few topics on the show the last couple of days. One of them is the West Utica area and the survey that Michelle Truitt has out about that brewery district over there and the Varick Street area, and also the area where the Boilermaker, of course, comes to a close. Tim Reed, the president of the Boilermaker, is in with us today. How are you, Tim?
Good morning. How's everything?
Good. And Sue Keller, is that right?
Yes.
And Sue, your position, I'm sorry?
The manager of the Shops at the Finish Line, Utica Brews.
We talked about that the last couple of days on the show. I don't know if the word got back to you about that, but I think those shops are fantastic. And we were talking about the survey that Michelle Truitt has out about that area of downtown. I don't know if you guys had seen that or taken that survey yet.
Yeah, well, we were part of the meeting, the initial
were.
meeting, yeah.
And I took the survey. I thought it was very interesting, asking about your feelings when you enter that neighborhood. And I was saying that also they talked about what's the geographic nature of that neighborhood. And I said, well, it's basically Varick Street and then maybe a couple of streets that come off of that. And I said the shops are a cool little jewel that maybe not everybody knows about. And I think maybe that's one of the goals of the survey is to expand that area, or at least people's awareness of what's at their disposal right around the brewery district there.
That's true. Mm-hmm. We're a little hidden back there, so a lot of people don't know we're there, and it's a little bit more than, we do have a cafe, coffee shop there, but we also have shopping, which people aren't aware of. We have a furniture store and a gift store.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think people are aware of it maybe at Saranac Thursday time or during the Boilermaker. That's when I was picking my wife up after she ran. As you know, she's a big runner, Tim, and I have happened to see the shops there, which I had never seen before. And, of course, I'm relatively new to the area here. I live in New Hartford for the last 2 years. So this whole awareness of that area is very interesting as we continue to revitalize downtown. And you've got a special project going on. I know, Tim, that's been close to your heart about the farmers market in that area of West Utica. But you're going to try a sort of tiptoeing into it with a special project to launch that more major project, I guess. Right.
Well, I ended up getting in late just because I've got this silly thing called the Boilermaker that takes up my time during July.
Sure.
So by the time we actually got involved in it, so many of the markets had already established themselves. But I said, darn it, we're going to do this because there is such a need. So we're excited to be able to launch it on a Thursday, October 22nd, and we're going to be able to have a farmer's market. We have a lot of them that are going to be there. We're going to have a lot of different stuff. And it really is the preview for what we see is going to be happening in 2016. It's the
Oktoberfarmfest that you're launching here on that date, and then it would be every Thursday during what time of the year?
So we're hoping, kind of in the traditional area, late spring, through the summer, whatever it is. And our thought process is, Saranac Thursday has already, to a certain extent, established itself in West Utica, so why don't we open it up like early in the morning in regards to it and make it an entire day? So Thursday becomes West Utica's day, and we can have different things. What I see is a little bit different than what you're going to see in a lot of traditional markets is, let's talk about programming in regards to it. So, we sell these people this food and whatever it is. What are the other things that we talk about from a nutritional standpoint? And that's why I'm excited working with people like Cornell Cooperative Extension, Eat Smart New York, all those other things. Because, David, one of the things that is different than us in regards to, let's say, the Bag Square area, which is where we had come from, a year ago in regards to it, is we're in a neighborhood. We're not while there's heavy commercial, you just only have to go a block and you're in a neighborhood. It's a neighborhood, quite frankly, that's in need. And it's exciting to me actually to be there because that just offers us more opportunities.
Mm-hmm. And as for the shops there, how long have those been in existence, and is there growth involved for the shops too?
Actually, yeah, the shops have really been around for over 10 years, which is hard for people to believe, but it's been different things through the years. But it's evolving again, and actually we are remodeling the whole place. It's going to be totally different in a couple months, and we are adding beer and wine to our menu. in the next couple weeks. So we're kind of excited about that.
Yeah.
All right, and then on that Thursday, October the 22nd, for Oktoberfarmfest, what can we expect that day, Tim? And what are the parameters hours-wise for people?
It's going to be going from noon to 6, and we're going to be we'll have farmers there, we'll have crafters there. We're going to see if we can have some musical entertainment that's going to take place. We'll have, various activities. Trying to see if we can have goats. We'll see. Everyone loves to pet a good goat. So
or guys stare at goats. I think there was that movie with George Clooney
exactly.
that came out.
We won't have the Norm the cow coming down, but So I mean, I think that's. But there is. I mean, I always like it that there's obviously an educational component, but a fun component too. I mean, that's really the thing. What I'm excited about is in a few weeks, hopefully, when Court Street reopens again, it's going to change our neighborhood. Oh, yeah. And I think for the better. For 2 years, we've been cut off.
Right.
We've been kind of on Gilligan's Island. And, now we're going to get an opportunity to be back with the city, which I would think for vendors, if they want to come in next year or whatever it is, will be, one of the busier streets that we're going to see in Utica.
And Tim, since you were involved in the meetings about the survey that we spoke about, and Sue, obviously you do business there. What do you got? How did you guys answer some of those questions? Like, what would you like to see the area named? Do you think it should be named Varick Street or the Brewery District? Do you have your own personal feelings about that, since you'll both be doing business in that area for quite some time?
Sue, you start.
Well, it'd be interesting to see if you guys have differing opinions on this, which is fine.
I kind of like the Brewery District myself. I don't know. It's just the brewery is just such a big part of that area. It's so historic, and actually we're not on Varick Street, so
right.
Our address is Court Street. So I don't know. Varick Street everybody knows, but I kind of like the Brewery District myself.
Okay, Tim?
Well, I do like the Brewery District. One of the things I think that does need to happen in regards to it is if it goes Varick Street, I think there certainly has to be a certain amount of rebranding that takes place in regards to that, because I think Varick Street's more than a bunch of bars. I don't think that you really want to necessarily connect yourself to that. I mean, I think there's opportunity for food components. We're starting to see now some other shops that are coming in around the area that are crafty and kind of, eclectic and stuff. And I think that's really cool, because if we're talking about these new nano people coming in, I mean, they're a whole lot different than what we were used to in Utica, and those are the sorts of things that they're going to kind of be looking for.
Right.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing, we discussed it on the show, some more ethnic eateries perhaps to bring alive some of the ethnic culture of Utica. And also we were talking about San Diego's Gaslight District. I don't know how expensive that would be, but some sort of, if you would, mood lighting in the area to kind of highlight, not just on Varick Street, but around the entire district there. I thought that would be kind of a cool idea too. I don't know, again, the expense involved.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. It's an exciting time, because I mean, it's gonna. I don't know what it's gonna look like, but 5 years from now, it's gonna look a whole lot different than it does today.
Could you put a baseball park there instead of over on Harbor Point, or not? Or is that something that couldn't happen? I know that a lot of inner cities have placed ballparks in areas like that where they're looking to revitalize. Would that not be a viable potential possibility or not?
I don't know.
Where would that go?
Yeah, I'm wondering if there's
a
room.
lot of space.
Yeah.
And also in the newspaper this morning, the idea about the Irish Center, and again missing another key deadline in that area. How do you feel about that? I call it the West Utica pool.
Hopefully it settles itself out, because I mean, it's just been there. It's been empty for an awful long time.
Right. Why couldn't that just become a parking lot? I know parking has been an issue over in that area too.
Well, it used to be, and actually that's one of the things I used to laugh about. It used to be a parking lot, and during Boilermaker Sunday, there were two kids who used to park cars there at $5 a pop, and they didn't own the land. So I really thought, you know what? I love your entrepreneurship.
Right.
Exactly. There was a need, and it was filled.
Well, they were probably giving back to the community by spending the money they earned.
Exactly. Somewhere, that's right. Economic boost. But I really hope it does. It does settle it out, because it really, if you think about it, that's kind of an anchor point for Varick Street on the north end, and especially now you've got the arterial dumping in down right around there, whatever it is. So it's important. And now, with the hospital, potentially coming in there or whatever it is, that street becomes a gateway right into Varick Street.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's an important intersection.
All right, Sue Keller with the shops at the finish line. Tim Reed with the Boilermaker. The Oktoberfarmfest coming up again. Details, guys, on that, please.
Yeah, okay, October 22nd.
From 12 to 6.
Very good.
Yeah.
And
We work as a team.
guys do a great job. Thanks for coming in and appreciate all the news.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you
for your
very
help.
much.
Yeah.
It's 7:52 on the Talk of the Town, 100.7 FM, WUTQ.